What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Stephen A. Smith Show right here over the digital airwaves of YouTube. I know I promised I was going to get into what I had to say about Shannon Sharpe and these interviews, and I will absolutely, but I got to go to this next man first. I mean, you've seen him star on Blackish. You've seen him in the second version of Color Purple. You damn sure have seen him in the Old Spice commercials. You know what I'm saying? That's what it does. That's what it does. I'm talking about the comedic genius himself, the one and only Deon Cole, is right here on the Stephen A. Smith Show. I can't wait to talk to this brother about all of this stuff. This brother is funny as hell. Saw him on Blackish a lot. See him in the movies Color Purple as well, doing a few things. The one and only Deon himself. How you doing, my man? How's everything going?
Great, man. How you doing, Steve?
It's. I would say it's good to see you because it always is good to see you. It's unfortunate that I got to see you right now when this stuff is percolating and ask you about this stuff. My thoughts, or rather, just my question to you, your thoughts about all of this stuff that you've been hearing, whether it be Katt Williams on Club Shay Shay, now Monique on Club Shay Shay. What's your reaction on behalf of yourself and people you know in the comedic community who have been witnessing what we've been witnessing?
Well, what a lot of comics are saying right now is everybody's going, this is bad for us and all that. But a lot of comics are going, this is genius. Mm-hmm. For some of them, they're going like, they're selling tickets, not like they wasn't, but even more. You know what I mean? They're like selling tickets to like shows like never before. And, as bad as it is, it's also, it's a lot of people that probably wasn't super relevant, but now everybody want to talk to him and see him and all that. So it's kind of like, I don't know how to really look at this. Yeah, it's division in it, definitely, but a lot of people that wasn't talked about are being talked about now.
Mike Epps joked about it, and he was talking about, damn, I was mad Katt Williams didn't mention my name. I mean, I could use some clicks. And he made fun out of it and was talking about how we're all comedians and what have you. But you haven't heard Steve Harvey speak much about it. He can't be happy with it. Kevin Hart wasn't happy with it. Mm-hmm. I heard that Ricky Smiley was very emotional and upset about what was said about him by Katt Williams. Mm-hmm. One can only imagine what Oprah and Tyler Perry and people like that feel about what Monique has to say. Mm-hmm. Folks in the Black community, some, not all, have asked this question. How does this make us look? I've had my comments about it. What are your comments to that question? How does this make us look?
I mean, it's not a good look. Definitely isn't a good look or whatever, but, that's what happened with Black folks from the beginning of time. There was always division from you can't curse on this show, right?
Yes, you can.
From the field Negro to the house Negro. It's always been separation, from light skin to dark skin. Mm-hmm. It's just always that way. And it's always this competition thing amongst us. But, it's room for everybody. And you just gotta, what I wish everybody do is find another path, just find another way to get it.
Well, we're saying everybody. The reality is that when it comes to Monique, we haven't heard Tyler Perry or Oprah speak much about her. When it came to Steve Harvey, Kevin Hart stuff, we haven't heard them speaking about Katt Williams, but Katt Williams clearly felt the need to speak about everybody. So is it a situation where from a community or a cultural perspective in the comedic world, we're seeing a lot of this going on? Or are these two individuals standing out as being separate and apart and an aberration of what is the norm in that community?
I think what happened just now with Katt Williams, I think that is the beginning of what's about to come. It's about to be disastrous out here. I promise you. Everybody saw what that man did and sat back and was like, yo, he got 50 million, 60 million views. Watch what I say. It's about to get stupid around here, and everybody better brace themselves. If you tripping over that, everybody gonna be doing it because they found a new way to be famous. They found a new way to be relevant. People gonna do that. And I know Katt well, but I didn't know. I'm quite sure he didn't know the magnitude of what went down. Mm-hmm. It was just, the timing happened and it went good. I think he knew what he was gonna do, but I didn't think he knew he was gonna do like that. And as you see, Monique did it too. And it was like all this viral stuff. And even if you look at Jay-Z at the Grammys speaking his truth, it went viral. Everybody's paying attention to who's getting this attention now. Yeah. and everybody's seeing how they can get it, and they're just spewing what they have to say.
Well, the attention is one thing, but when you bring up Jay-Z, I saw nothing factually incorrect about what he said.
Absolutely
because
not.
He was talking about, Beyonce, you know, that beautiful lady over there alluding to his wife, 32 Grammys, never won album of the year.
No.
The metrics, it just don't add up. To me, that's significantly less incendiary that some of the things have been said. And I'm not saying Katt Williams is lying. I'm not saying that Monique is lying, but I certainly am in no position to say that they're telling the truth. And so as a result of that, when you get personal and you highlight the things in detail that they have highlighted, you're saying it's about to get like that, where people are just going to say shit and they don't give a damn.
I'm saying this. I'm saying that people are looking at what's making them viral. I'm not saying what they're saying is true and what's not true and what is, what's not. I'm saying that they're looking at what Katt Williams did and went, Then they looked at what Jay-Z said and was like, And then they looked at what Monique did and said, These truth speakers or liars, whatever you want to say, they are getting attention and they are getting people coming at them, making them more relevant. They was even relevant and making them even more relevant with what they saying, whether it be truth or lies. Like, I know Katt was saying stuff that I think was true and some of it wasn't true. I think Monique said some stuff that was true and that wasn't true. You know what I mean? But as far as saying something like this is the problem too. We've been in a world of not reality and fake news and fake this and fake that. People want to believe lies so much that when the truth comes, it's shocking. It's shocking for you to tell the truth or say what's on your mind that's really on your mind and not doing what you're supposed to do and being in the line of what you're supposed to do to look out for your endorsements and this and that and the third or whatever and trying to just be something that you're not. These truth speakers, these people saying even if it ain't truthful, what they saying on their mind is shocking to people. And what I'm saying, if that's shocking you, I promise you, wait till you see what's about to happen.
But can it get much worse than what Katt Williams did?
Man, somebody about to come out here and bombshell the shit out of some motherfuckers. I promise you that's gonna happen. It's coming because people are looking at this pattern. I'm in the comedy clubs. I hear everybody talking about, and they joking, but they not. They like, shit, wait till what I say. I was with Tiffany Haddish recently, and she was like, shit, I'm about to talk about who I was fucking in every city. Watch what happened. Watch what everybody say. And I was like, really? And she was like, ha ha. And I was like, ha ha. And we was like, ha ha. Joe, but for real. Right. Shit, and if she do, goddamn it, shit, here she come with a sold out tour. It's about to get crazy.
I'm thinking along these lines. It can get crazy if it's true. My fear is, what if it gets crazy if it's lies, devoid of ramifications, where you could say shit and you don't have anything to worry about in terms of retribution? They could threaten to sue you or whatever. That's just giving more life to the story or more life to an interview or more life to the innuendos or facts or whatever it is that folks throw out there. I'm worried about that. You're not?
Yeah, I'm worried about it, but it's been going on like that for years with politicians. They've been doing that forever. So what's happening now, people are picking up on this and they're going, okay, cool. Lies are being spread constantly. As long as somebody talking about you, that's all anybody care about. You can come back later on and go, I was just kidding about this or I was just kidding about that.
Right.
But at the moment when you're doing that interview, that's what I'm telling you. It is about to get spooky out here. Because everybody about to start saying whatever the fuck is on their mind, and they're going to do it. And there's so many podcasts and there's so many avenues for them to do it. You're just going to hear stuff. And it's going to have to go on for so long until it get played out. Then when it get played out, then everybody going to be off of that and everybody going to believe it. But right now, at the heat of this, man, we'll see who next. I saw my man DL say something on his page about what Monique was saying about him. You know, I was with Sid, hearing about Sid, but everybody been kind of trying to figure out how to even play this, how to even come back.
How to comment on it, whether or not you want to give it life, you want to avoid the subject, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm thinking, do you feel that way because of the subject matter or the person who was talking about you? Because I'm telling you right now, I don't think anybody should want to make an enemy of Katt Williams. that's just not somebody that you want. You don't want to be on Katt Williams' radar. I mean, listen, Monique, to a lesser degree, I mean, she's a strong sister, definitely defiant and strong in her beliefs, but Katt's on another level because he's a comedic genius, and that brother is relentless with it. Oh, and you almost get the impression that the entire comedic community is like, damn, we don't like this, but we excuse my language, we don't want to fuck with him.
Right, but
is that the thinking?
But no, but here's the weird shit. A lot of them about to come at him because they want him to say their name.
So they gonna come after Katt Williams?
Yeah, there's more people gonna come. That's
because they think. So you telling me
they think
if they talk about him, he may clap back at them, that gives them some pause.
Yes.
So he's about to be a target.
Dude, it's about to be a goddamn target. Absolutely. They saw what he did to everybody else. He made a lot of people relevant who wasn't relevant at the time. He can make motherfuckers relevant. That shit Mike Epps said about, man, it was some truth in that. Right. Regardless of what Mike was joking about. Do you think that's
why Katt Williams said all the things that he said to Shannon Sharpe on Club Shay Shay? Because, listen, to me, again, he's a comedic genius. I love watching him. I love seeing him perform. I can't imagine him not selling out someplace, but in the same breath, you had some people out there saying he did this for publicity. I didn't get that impression looking at Katt Williams at all. But
no, Katt is going to do him. Katt been selling out shows and doing everything or whatever. But people have been saying, I'm not saying this me, but people were saying that the last run, that the tour that he was about to do, that he was hosting and he was going to play around and do stuff like that. And they said the tickets was great. It was doing great. But I heard that they was like, But then when he did that shit went 100% across the board, every goddamn city, whatever, after he did that. You know what I mean? Right. And he brought people's names up who wasn't talked about at the same token.
Do you think the Steve Harveys, I remember seeing Kevin Hart clap back on him on the Breakfast Club, but it was in defense of Tiffany Haddish, not himself. Do you think it's the right decision for Kevin Hart, for Cedric the Entertainer, the Ricky Smileys of the world, the Steve Harveys of the world? Do you think it's the wisest decision for them not to clap back?
I mean, it all depends on their situation. You know, I think if a lot of them got endorsements and shit like that, I'd shut the fuck up, just chill, you know, just let it ride off. If you feel like you want to be relevant and say something back, or whatever. Right. But I feel as though that the truth or not truth that Katt is saying or whatever really has nothing to. It really had nothing to do with them. Katt went on that show, I think, knowing I'm about to talk about. And he's been talking about this for years. Okay. Let's not say he just started talking about this.
That's fair.
He's been saying about that shit about people stealing jokes and all that shit. He's been saying that shit for years. Just like Monique. This ain't new what she was saying. She been saying this shit for years.
About Tyler Perry and Oprah for years.
It's just the fact that right now, this shit is making sense in a mind way and in a dollar way. Is making sense. And so now it's lining up because when she said it before, wasn't really nothing going on. They ain't even listening to her when she was talking about she wasn't getting paid like that. But when Taraji said it, everybody was like, oh, you know, hey, because it was the timing of that. Right. So now it's the timing for this. It's time for people to go on there and tell the truth, lie, whatever, in order to get their sense
When
up.
Speaking to people in the comedic community and beyond, reacting to Monique's latest interview with Shannon Sharpe, Katt Williams' interview weeks ago with Shannon Sharpe, which, by the way, has now exceeded 68 million views.
Jesus
and Shannon Sharpe's aired the interview with Monique yesterday. And it's already over 5 million as well. So that's going to climb and that's going to break the internet as well. There are people who have looked at those two interviews and they're talking about two individuals they believe is trying to ruin the careers of other people. Is that how it should be perceived, or should it be perceived as these folks are just passionate, they've taken a lot, and they have to vent and let it all out because they don't want to hold it in anymore? What line of thinking do you fall into?
And that's what we talked about recently. I just recently was with Dave Chappelle and D. Ray Davis. We was at the Improv, and Dave was saying that. He was like, the problem that he's having is, why are we tearing each other apart to do this? Right. Even if you had something to say, it ain't what you say, it's how you say
Chris Spencer, the comedic writer, came out with that today. Came out with a clip today talking about the only people that do this to each other are us. That he was saying. Is that the thinking?
Absolutely. But it's been that way with music and shit too. You don't hear Miley Cyrus talking about motherfucking Taylor Swift. Like, you don't hear that shit, but you hear Nicki and
Cardi B
or the Houston the Stallion. Like you hear it's always been like that.
So it's always
been it's always us. And it's get to a point where the unity has to start within, and people got to start going, man, I wish people go, we make more money together. But then some of them be having these beefs in order to come together to make money.
Right.
I wouldn't
So
be
in other words,
surprised.
manufactured conflict?
Man, watch.
Manufactured conflict?
I bet you right now on this show, I bet you Meg and Nicki have a song together. Guaranteed.
So you
and
butt heads with one another, create
gazillion.
Headlines, and then after that you get together and blow up the
together.
spot.
You heard it right here on Stephen A. I bet they have a goddamn song.
Have you seen that happen in comedy?
In comedy, you know what?
I don't know about it.
I think I have seen. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think it happened in comedy.
This too, though. I haven't heard anybody talk about Martin Lawrence. Hadn't heard anybody talk about Eddie Murphy. Hadn't heard anybody talk about Dave Chappelle. Like, no. I mean, of all the things that you're alluding to, I feel you. I know you're right, but I haven't heard those individuals be attacked.
But all those comics dance to the beat of their own drum too. They're a different kind of comic. You can't never really say you're gonna steal a joke from them, because if you do a joke for theirs, it's gonna be hard for you to do it.
Right.
You know, I like comics like that. It's hard for you to do it because your personality is in it. Certain jokes that a comic or write or whatever, it's so like broad and evergreen. They try to make it theirs when it's like anybody could have thought of that.
Right.
Anybody could have thought of that, and you trying to claim it that is yours. Nah, I don't like jokes that are like evergreen like that. But these comics that you named, they are within their own right. You can't really steal from them like that. You know what I mean? So ain't nobody really gonna be dissing them like that. And ain't nobody really close to them to borrow money from them or get close or have a relationship. Them type of comics, they stand off. You don't see Martin out here kicking it and Instagramming with niggas and shit. You know that Martin be on his own shit. They do his own shit. You know what I mean? So it's different with those level of comedians.
Do you think Monique or Katt Williams has severely tarnished, or dare I say ruined, the career of anyone with these interviews?
Well, I don't think that they tarnished or ended the career. Like I said, everybody is making money. They're relevant. People are selling our shows. People want to hear what they have to say. This is an era of we want to hear what you have to say. So their rebuttal is now turning into money and shit like that. So I don't think they ended the careers of anybody. But what I do want to see, after you said all that shit or online, I want to see everybody's specials. I want to see how funny you are. You talk a lot of shit on mic, but let's see these specials.
So you putting it on the line. You saying that Katt, and especially we talking about Katt in this particular instance, because I think Monique, even though she's a comedian, she's also a tremendous actress. And you just talking about a great actress. I think she's a great actress. I think you're talking about basically, hey, Katt Williams, as he talked about it, he alluded to eclipsing others and succeeding better than them at stand-up. I don't have to mention the names, he already did. So you're telling me that we're going to see a lot of comedy shows coming out of people going to be challenged to show up and have their own specials, and let's see who's funnier than who. Let's see who resonates more. Let's see who generates more revenue.
Right, but I want to see jokes. That's what I want to see.
You ain't talking about numbers and revenue. You're saying I want to look at you and see what original jokes you have. Are they yours?
I still want what the fuck made me fall in love with you. I want jokes. Right. You can tell me what the fuck you want to tell me, whatever. I want jokes, though. Have you spent any time on your craft? I'm not about to pay my money to come see you talk about another motherfucker for 2 hours.
Deon Cole, but what about this? If you're Steve Harvey, you stepped away from stand-up years ago. If you Kevin Hart, you making movies, you a big movie star, that ain't what you doing anymore. There's a different kind of comedic genius that you bring to the table. You might bring it in movies as opposed to stand-up telling jokes.
Right.
I mean, I like everybody ain't Katt Williams. I can watch, I'm telling you right now, there's a whole bunch of people I do not want to see stand up before Katt Williams.
Right.
Period. But Katt Williams in movies, I would rather see some of those other people in movies.
Exactly, but a lot of people, they do stand up until they reach this level, and then they leave stand up alone.
Right.
And then they start tainting. They not doing good over here. Guess where they come back?
Stand up.
They come back to stand up.
Right.
So I leave the shit. My thing is Kevin Hart. I give Kevin a lot of motherfucking praise because that motherfucker stay in the clubs. No matter how many gazillion movies he do, he in the clubs and he working on a new special after new special. However you feel about his specials, it don't matter. He's still working on his specials and he's still writing jokes. And my thing is, I don't want to come to no show where I'm hearing you talking about motherfuckers for 2 hours. I want to hear you do jokes. I want to make me fall in love with you again. This ain't that kind of thing where, like, I remember one time I heard somebody say, a lot of these people making music and everything, it's about how famous you are. It ain't how talented you are.
Right.
They not.
Right.
Everybody's running away. Everybody's running to the money. Right. Music right now, it just sounds like money.
Running to the money, running to the music, but not putting in the work.
There's no religion. There's no religion in the songs. When the last time you heard church in a song?
Yeah.
A song that you heard and you was like, man, you don't even feel that no more.
Nothing.
And you don't even feel that like even in comics on stage. Like everybody just sounding like they running after the want to be famous or whatever. Ain't nobody dealing with the craft of what this shit is about. Motherfuckers on stage talking about motherfuckers for 2 hours. Ain't no craft in the writing.
I want to know what you got coming up for you next because I want to make sure it ain't you calling somebody up so you can get 70 billion clicks.
I'm shooting. I'm shooting. Look, it's all love, and whatever you got to do it, and it's all love. If somebody interview me, I'm gonna speak my truth and all that too. If it go viral, fine. If it don't, fine or whatever. But I'm gonna still do what people love me for, which is write jokes and do quality jokes and do what the fuck this shit is supposed to be done. I'm gonna do this shit the way it's supposed to be done. I want people to have a good time. I want people to laugh. Fuck your organization. Fuck your gender, fuck your motherfucking your politics. Just come laugh. Just have a good goddamn time and laugh. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm trying to hold on to as much as possible.
Last question. Do you think you can, considering the attack there has appeared to be on comedy? Because we could talk about Katt Williams, we could talk about Monique, but one of the other things that has been a detriment to comedic success in my mind in the modern era, our level of sensitivity has been so heightened as a society. The shit that we used to laugh at and crack up over, now it might be so offensive in people's eyes, you got to go out and issue an apology. You're going to lose out on money and opportunities are going to be compromised. How can you be a comedian when you got to worry about that on top of the other stuff that we've been talking about involving the likes of a Katt Williams and a Monique to a lesser degree?
When people come to my show, I tell them at the top of the show, if you can't handle dialogue, get the fuck out of here. Because you came to me. How dare you come to me and tell me what the fuck I need to be doing in my gym, in my church? This is my church. This is my congregation. We are here. You can't come in here and tell me that I need to be talking about some other religion when I'm talking about this. This is what we do here. And you fucking it up for everybody that want to hear some fucked up shit. And you want to can't cancel us and all this other. I can't stand that. And I'm
totally against cancel culture.
Yeah, it's a cancel culture.
Bullshit.
And my thing is, look, if you can't handle that shit, stay out of the kitchen, goddammit. And I understand that we have to alter a lot of things that we say right now, but that's what makes you a great comic as well. Like I said earlier, it ain't what you do, it's how you do it. You got to say that shit the right way in order to reach the masses at with this level that we are in life.
Appreciate you, baby.
Steve, appreciate you, man. Yes, sir.
Deon Cole here with Stephen A. Smith. Back with more in a minute. You see what he said.